What's up guys, Ryan Landscapes. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy watching me stumble my way through making this islandscape. And if you do, please like, subscribe, and remember to share. Hit that bell icon so you can always get my notifications. But as always from me, peace and love. I'm out. And I've just got a big tub full of Local Stone Dragon Rock. So some nice pieces, you know, nice big bits as well. If you look at them, nice bits. So we'll see how it turns out. I hope I've got enough, to be honest. I'm not sure if I do, but I hope I do. We'll see. Ignore the mess. This will all be clean. I've got some compost. So the way I'm going to do it as well is I'm going to fill these with soil, obviously the same way, you know, like drainage layer, each one individually. But then what I'll do is I'm going to actually have, or try to have, a different type of soil over here in this bigger one, because I want to try and keep some different types of plants in it. And the one at the back, I'm going to have a slightly different substrate to the rest as well, because I want a different type of plant to be in that one. So I'm going to have like a variety. I'm going to see if I can maybe have some succulents alongside, some sort of like, well, plants that prefer moisture and humidity. I'll see, but we'll see how it turns out. Now, the way I pictured it, just so you know what I'm trying to see here, is you look out to, you know, the ocean, I guess. And as you look out to the ocean, you see like parts of a cliff face that hasn't sort of fallen yet, and it's got like a little island in the middle, you know, with a bit of, you know, some flowers, maybe there's a tree there or something like that. And that's what I'm trying to mimic. And basically I want enough soil in here for the ants, for it to be like a forever home. So I'm having to think about how much soil or how many vases I use. So there's enough soil in there. But as you can see so far, it's a big tank and there's plenty of big vases in there, including that tank. So I'm hoping that this will be the forever home, because then what I can do after this, I can make a lid, and then obviously when they go through nuptial season and things like that, I can quickly get rid of them anyway. So, not get rid of them, sorry, prevent them from escaping is what I meant. But anyway, we'll see where we go. At the moment, you've got one island, left side. This is the right island, that side. Obviously, they still need colouring in with a few more rocks, tree branches and things like that, bogwoods. Same this side, and then when they're actually in, I'll then connect the bogwoods. Now these actually only go about halfway height wise, so the water will only be filled halfway, and then with obviously fish being able to swim around. So we'll see how it goes. These are a little bit, now the base of these was a little bit bigger than I thought, so going in there it's going to be quite close to the wall, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is one of the structures built, and as you can see I sort of silicone them, use the cotton wool super glue technique to get the base down, or that'll be covered up with sand. That's okay. Now all of this here, all them little bits will be covered. Now I'll show you from the top and the inside and in the glasses. As you can see, I use some expanding foam silicone to initially adhere it to the glass and then put it in the gaps. It doesn't matter how messy it is on the inside of there, because ultimately that's going to be covered in soil and plants, so you won't see that. Same thing here, this thing here at the moment. Just look there, you can see all the foam that I squirted inside that, and that's now set over the last 24 hours. And the finer details of this is the fact that I need to go in, get these little gaps, I'll show you. So the little gaps here, fill those gaps in, you know, use the dust to make it more sort of all seamless, all one thing. But that's what I'm doing at the moment. So I'm going to build these vases up. I've got one more vase there to do after this, and we'll see how it goes. Now that I've sort of covered them a little bit more, you can see how it's starting to come together. Just ignore the light in there, I've got the window open behind me, but those bits will be covered up. At the moment we've got sort of like two sort of little mini mountains, and this one here is going to be the one that's going in, and then sort of in the middle of the two. I'm not too sure if I want to have it in the middle, to be honest, make it one piece, or have it like that as it is so far, but move them just slightly closer together. So we'll see, but I do like how it's turning out, so I'm just not sure what I want to do now. So we'll see. So here's the latest build. A little bit messy right now because I've only just placed them in, but it's took me a few days to get these rocks right how I want them in the structure. These are glass vases, and I'm filling these with soil and media for ants to use. The lowest glass here will be where the water level is, and as you can see, they can go in between these in the caves type of thing, round all the way to the fish. I'll have a filter in the corner so you can't see it, and these will fill with plants so you can't see the glass either, the vases, or nor would we be able to see, like for example, like the silicon seal, none of that. all you'll see is mountains surrounded by water and fish, and ants living on that island between those two floating rocks. I'm going to have some bogwood going between them like a ladder, and they can go over. We'll see how it goes from there, guys. If you're from the UK, get yourself down to Aldi if they have the plant section in like they did mine, but they're selling these off for £1.99, like an Australian ivy, that one. And the other one is, well, common name is Boston Fern, but that's the actual name there. But yeah, £1.99, guys, get yourself there. Plus they come in these little ceramic holders, so hey. Okay, so the soil is now in. What I'll be doing is I'm going to get some sphagnum moss, put it in between these rocks to stop some soil seeping through into the water column or the water section. I'm not 100% sure what plant. Now I did have a plant that I wanted to use here in particular, which was my main focus on the rest of the scape. I then ran into a problem in that that plant is actually, since I bought it, it's grown too big. So I can't use that now, but it's a good reason I had it for a little bit of time. I need to top some of these up with a little bit of soil. I went through something like five of these bags here. Where are they? Oh, it's away, but 5 10-litre potting soil bags, so there's a lot of soil in here, but it's only a good thing. It just gives them more space to dig. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add the lava rock in here. Now this lava rock, it just adds more, and what I want to do is put it to the back so I can also, it'll sort of pack out the back a little bit. But the main thing as well is that it's really porous. It soaks up a lot of good nutrients. Also at the same time, it's really good for biological filtration. So I'm going to put it in anyway, just because I feel like it's going to help, and so that's why I'm putting it in. But I'm going to put that to the back so you can't see it, and then the sand on top. It's starting to come together. First bag of sand is in. Still need more, so I'm going to put another 2 bags in this one actually, because I'll have to sort of fill it, pack it all around, and then slope it up backwards. So there's the filter at the back there. I also have, just ignore the glass at the time being, just currently filling it, but I stopped halfway because I want to add some things in the water section. It's a little bit easier to do that when it's lower the water, or the water level. But yeah, so going really well so far. Need to add some more sphagnum moss in between some cracks and gaps, things like that, for the moss to thrive, or the moss I'll be adding. Other plants here, I've got some bogwoods going around. Excuse that there, that's literally what I use to hold my phone to record with, just so you know. Tell you what, I'll move that out of the way. So what I did was I got obviously these bogwoods and things, just put them across. I didn't want them to be too big because then it's going to throw the scale of how big the rocks are off. So see what, or how it ends, or sort of the final look of it. But so far so good, I think. I've only added 1 plant, but I know what plants I want to use, so we'll see where I go. So I've got quite a few plants to go in, but this peperomia is looking nice. I've got that moss there. I've got sphagnum moss in between them bits, but there, so I can put other mosses on top and it'll keep it moist. Some ferns, moss, tree branches going between them. Now I want to have some plants that actually stretch over these and then go to other ones, as opposed to a lot of rock. But we'll see how it looks. I've got some plants that are sort of ideal for that job, so we'll see. Obviously at this point, the flower or the plants aren't going to be too huge because I can't have them too big. Ultimately, if I get plants that are too big, then they're just going to grow way too big, out of hand too fast, and it's going to be hard to maintain, especially if me making a lid for this, because if them plants are touching the lid, then it's kind of pointless having a lid, because I'm using that to avoid nuptial flights. So we'll see. So I did some ivies, some more of that sort of Australian type of ivy there, or that's what it's classed as, the common name, but I'll put up the Latin names of all these plants when obviously I do the video. Got some here going along this way, some more ivies, blossom ferns, straight censure, banana leaf plants, another fern, so that's where we're going with it. But what I wanted to do was obviously add the springtails, so I'm going to do that now. Add like a spoonful of each in each single vase, so each one's got it for now. Hopefully boost the process of that, or the population of them anyway. Right, okay, so far what we've got here is some more, obviously the ferns, some more branches, moss. I've started placing moss in between these sort of on the islands. I still need to finish this middle bit because this is where I'll be feeding them in the middle one. So I want to make sure I can try and keep this section just as clear as possible. I still need to cover up that there. Oops, my bad. I still need to cover up that there. I've now put the filter on, as you can see. Can't really see it from the back. I've started adding some plants in the water section. Those are, I believe, they're hygrofolia. So excited to see them grow. Now they are the type of plant that will grow out of water as well, so I'm quite excited to see them to shoot up, you know, and grow out. I want to keep them fairly low, you know, about that level, just out a little bit, so you have that look. Filter's been running for now about 20 minutes. It's still really cloudy, so I'm still adding plants and things like that, and some debris is falling in, little pieces of mud, so I'll have to go around, as you can see there, around it. I've added some dechlorinator, bio boost, and like a water purifier. But anyway, we'll see how we go with it. I still need to add all the plants for the water section, and then finish up top up there. I've added like a Java fern there. Oh no, sorry, that's not Java fern. It's a different type, common name. I forgot the name of that one, but oh, there we go. Microsum. That's the one. So aye. Then added the Anubias here to this section, so it's up half in the water and then half coming out. So I wanted that different texture there because I like the shapes of the leaves. So I've got that little texture there in the middle section where I'm going to be feeding them. Now this is it, finally done, but regardless, I'll roll the footage despite the water still being slightly cloudy. Now, yeah, this is the final piece. The last thing I might do is maybe add some, you know, moss here and there in the land section, but I think that's about it. But I'm pretty happy with this. As you can see, I've got quite a few plants at the front here. I want to keep that sort of like, you know, that tunnel going through, around, that sort of thing. Filters obviously been running now for about an hour, so it still needs to get a little bit clearer. I've got some cryptocorn here. Anyway, yeah, I've just basically got a mix of plants, mix of sort of rocks and things like that. What I did is I added bigger pieces and then littler pieces to make it look more natural, as if it sort of fell off from the cliff face. Some hygrofolia, pogostemon, I think it's called, sorry. I'll have to double check it, but what I'll do with things like this now is I'll slowly go along each plant and I'll then just list the Latin names so you can know which one or what plants I use for every single thing. If you have one in particular that you really like, and then, you know, at least you've got the name of it. Well, this is how it is anyway. So I've got that going round. Now the filter is at the back there. Now, generally speaking, when you come in here, there's a sofa. So if you sit down and you just sort of sit watching, can't see the filter, you can just see the floor on the back, which is kind of really good. It sort of fits snug in there. It was almost as if that filter was supposed to be designed for this tank. Again, all off the walls, we've got some nice ivies, ferns, things like that, peperomia. I didn't add too much there because I wanted to keep it like, you know, some rocks as well, and some bare soil. Here is where I'll be feeding them, so I want to keep it a little bit more bare here. Probably have a little play around with this eventually. and find the best way to do it. I might even feed them up there, who knows. But either way, I might fill this with moss actually, yeah, and I'll feed up there. That's, I've decided that's going to be the feeding point. So I've got this nice big branch with like moss going on. This is like an Australian ivy. Again, I'll pin all the Latin names of these once because afterwards what I'll do is I'll just go through each plant slowly and just list them as I go, and then hopefully you can get a better idea of it. Again, I've got some Anubias in that little gap there, so it's sort of half out the water, but it'll be absolutely fine doing so. That Java Fern, again, it's in there nicely, but it is sort of, it's not all the way down. I use it to fill that gap, but also come out a little bit, because I want it to have that effect like it's sort of been there a while and it's growing through and out of the rocks. Yeah, so that bogwood meat's there, got some ivy, things like that going between, which creeps up this. Banana leaf plants, some more ferns, trade censure, and obviously more ivies, different types of ivies. I think there was 3 different ivy in total, or 4. I love ivy, it is really nice. And then that's another little Australian ivy there. But yeah, I've even got plants when you go through to here, plants around here as well. That's just a little bit of hiding place if they're feeling uncomfortable, or you know, they're a little bit nervous. I mean, that flow is probably a little bit too quick for them, but the way I wanted it to go is going, if they wanted to be there, but again, if they want it to be slow, the flow, there's some plants down here and down there as well, if you can see, just near the filter. The reason I put them there is for like guppies or baby guppies or whatever. I haven't decided what I'm stocking it with, apart from 1 fish I know that I'm definitely getting, so that's that. Now here's the heater here as well. The reason I'm using the heater is because of the species I'm going to be using. I want it to, I want it to heat up like the colony. I want a colony that doesn't need to have hibernation periods, and that's the research I've been doing about that. I also need to just tidy this up, need to tidy them wires. What I've done is I've got the extension at the moment coming across from there, but I've bought a longer extension that'll run around the back to the right. And again, I've now disabled this radiator because now that I've got the tank here, you know, it's and it'll need to be turned off. But yeah, hope you like it, guys. But it has been another hour or so now. It's a little bit clearer, but as you know, just leave it running for the rest of the night sort of thing, and just let it clear naturally itself. And obviously as the you know, bio load increases, it starts to get better. You will see that. But the way it is, obviously you've got that flow going all the way around, and you can see the current. If you focus on, you can see the particles sort of going this way, and then they'll either go through there into that middle section, or they'll just go straight up here, down there, and keep going, and then obviously back. So it's created a nice sort of circle flow all the way around. I hope you like the video, guys. Also, remember, if you want to name the colony or get in on naming the colony, then put a comment below, because King's Aquarium in Antworld, he actually won the first comment on the first order for the name of the colony and the Isle of Naboo for the place that they're actually in, or the setup. So remember, we're naming this island and we're also naming the colony. We'll name the colony once we decide what species we want. So the first thing is name the species, what you want in here, but mainly name the island now that it's made, or the islands we'll say. So let me know. Best comment I'll sift through, and that'll be the name of the island from now on. Also, what fish do we want in here? Fish? Do we want some crayfish, crabs? What do we want? Let me know. Just so you know, I added some biofilter media from my tank that's been running about 8 months. I also added some aged water in here, about 20% aged water. So, you know, I think that's also helped the process of it speed up. So what I did, I added 2 little yellow Sakura shrimp in here. You probably can't see them, but I'm sure we'll find them somewhere. Obviously, this is a massive setup compared to what they were in before, being in a nano tank. But water parameters were nice. Also, the temperature was exactly the same as the one in, well, they're currently in at the moment. But yeah, so I've got 2 yellow shrimp in here. But as always from me, guys, peace and love. I'm out.